Hello friends. I'm going to give you a look at my beautiful front yard today because the weather is so wonderful here. I'm so thankful. It's a little windy, so I don't know how it'll go doing my video on the porch, but I'll give it a try. I want to talk today. I'm doing a little bit better. I thank you for those of you who are thinking of me, maybe praying for me. My husband got back to a little bit more of a normal schedule. I think he slept 12 hours last night. He was that worn down. We got some projects done today. We're working on the penny floor. We may have fixed it by just putting another coat of epoxy on top of it. So we're gonna just pray that that cures and is hard and makes the problem go away. But I wanted to talk today a little bit about looking for freedom, because really deep down what we want is to be free from ed, right? We want to be free from food. We don't want to have to think about it. We want it to not rule our life. We want it to not rule, we don't want ed to rule the way we think about ourselves and look at ourselves. And so one thing I noticed is that I've been pretty diligent with that schedule. Remember I said that sometimes the schedule can help you really distinguish where Ed's yelling at you and trying to get you to do things. I saw a post someone shared, and it said that some days you just have to get up and eat breakfast, and that's just absolute badassery right there. And I thought, for someone who struggles with restriction, oh, that's great. But then I just decided that I could put something out there like, some days you just wake up, you get out of bed, and you decide not to eat everything in the house. And basically tell Ed to shove it. Maybe for the morning, maybe for a moment, maybe for one place in time. And so with the schedule, what I found there is that helps me kind of, you got Ed talking to you, but you also have your body. When you have sugar, you want sugar. When you have carbs, you want carbs. Your body craves it. So the schedule has helped to separate how far apart I'm eating, and that makes it help to break the carb cycle. Oh my gosh, that bowl of cereal or 6 looks fabulous. Oh my gosh, that bread and butter, pizza, all that stuff, all the things that make you crazy and want to eat. So the schedule helped a lot to separate, to space out the eating. And so it helped to break that carb cycle. So right now I'm in kind of a good place, and I was worried about that because when you get in a good place, sometimes you're scared it's going to go away. Sometimes you're like, maybe this is fake, it doesn't even count. But I talked a little bit last time about being grateful. And so one thing I think is really helpful when we struggle with ed is to look purposely for the times where we do have a touch of freedom. So let's say, like for example, today for me, I had I stopped halfway through breakfast because I was good. I didn't need any more. I was fine. It didn't call me. It didn't force me to finish it. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. That's so exciting. And then, I snacked a little bit on for lunch, and I didn't have a lot. And for me, it's just so huge, you guys. When you struggle with binge eating and you just want to eat all the things all the time. And so that's really, really great. And so, but I wanted to point out also about freedom is that in the last maybe 5 years, every now and again, I'll have this little blip of freedom from ed where I just really feel like the chains are cut, and it's like a taste of what someone who doesn't struggle with ed feels like. And I was so blessed by that. But it's happened a handful of times. I'm sure you've had those times too. So think back to those times and what you felt like. And it's I think that we can be grateful for those little windows, you know, and as we recover, as we get through this, it's hard. It is not, there's no quick fix. I wish there was. As we get through this, if you can be grateful for those times and look for them, if you start to look for like these little bitty bits of freedom you have from Ed, I think you'll find them. Somebody reminded me the other day of, if you look for a yellow car, you'll see yellow cars everywhere. If you look for a monarch butterfly, you'll start to see them on a regular basis. If you look for, you know, just things like that. So you're being aware. So I think if you look for these little blips of freedom, I think it'll be a really big encouragement to you. So right now I'm having a great stretch of freedom and I'm thankful. And I think that this schedule really helped that, because it helped break the carb craze. You know how there's the phrase about being strung out on drugs. I always told Damon I was carved out. You know, that was always the phrase I used, where I felt like I just couldn't get enough. So yeah, so work on that. You know, you're being grateful for things in your life. It makes you not feel like you are in need and like you need to eat. And if you're being noticeable of little bits of freedom. So I hope you guys are doing well. I love doing these videos. You guys are great. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.